Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Thursday, April 18th, 2024. Lovely. Post market wrap up. People, I have a lot to talk to you about. We're going to start off with some good news, and you're going to love this. You're going to love it. Um, I know this is going to it's going to make you feel really, really good. Like, I don't know, all tingly all over. So it turns out that the White House is carefully monitoring gasoline prices to make sure they're affordable. In case you haven't noticed, okay, maybe I'll turn this around a little bit. Anything, name it. I challenge anyone to prove me wrong on this. Whatever our so-called government touches turns into a disaster area. So what this tells me is, although this may, at face value, seem good news, you can expect much higher prices. Again, look, if you think that the big show was the last bit of propaganda, because that's all that was, false flag propaganda, um, to strike that part of the world, well, then you really don't know what's going on. But I thought this might make you feel really good inside, so I thought I'd start off with this. Nonsense. That's that. Um, you know, what? Hold that thought. We're gonna go on to some more. I got stuff everywhere here. Let's go. Let's talk about this market real quick. So we really had a flat day pretty much across the board. We had a very slight gain for the Dow, a slight loss for the S&P 500, a slight loss for the Nasdaq here. Cryptos didn't do too much. Gold and silver didn't do too much. Crude oil didn't do too much. 10-year yield, 4.63 the last time I looked at it. Now, there's a little fear here. We got the dollar index, the relative strength above 106. Market's not happy. This is not a happy place for the market, with the MMRI sitting in over 305, like it's 305.8 or 305.9. Market's not happy here. And I really feel that direct intervention is going to take place. Now, with that, this might make you feel good too, depending on your perspective. Mitch knows what I'm talking about. So this creature here, this thing, vomitous mass puke, Fed Williams here, he says he doesn't feel urgency to cut rates. Now, we've been hearing a heck of a lot of this out of the mouths of Federal Reserve presidents. And I know you trust every single one of these creatures. They have your best interest in mind. They want the best for you. And they would never lie to you. Look, the more I hear this, the more I'm convinced the Fed is going to cut rates sooner than later. I still believe, despite the talk, despite everything, that there is a very high probability we're going to see this start in June. I really do. I'm going to stick to my guns for now. And if I am wrong, I will come out here and tell you, hey, look, I was wrong. Of course, I'm going to tell you I was wrong. All right? I don't get this everything right all the time. I just know what central banks want to do. But what happened recently? The Swiss National Bank cut rates. Okay. We're hearing from the European Central Bank. They're going to do it soon as well. Let me explain this maybe another way. All this market cares about is easy money. You all know that. Earnings don't matter. Forward guidance doesn't matter. What's happening to the economy doesn't matter. And we're in a free fall like we've never seen, not just here in the United States, but around the world. But there's a lot of talk to the contrary, which we're going to talk about in just a moment here. Once the market sees, let's say if the Fed, let's just throw a hypothetical out here. Let's say this creature here is right. And the Fed decides to push this off a little bit because they really care about inflation. No, they don't. Okay. They never did. The Fed has gone out of their way to create inflation along with other central banks. They have never been data dependent or anything along those lines here. All they've been looking at is how they're going to continue to fulfill their end game, to inflate, to become the lender and buyer of last resort. You all know that that's all they care about, is becoming world control, and they absolutely are. So in the hypothetical situation that this thing is right and we do not see a rate cut from the Fed come June, as long as another central bank is either signaling that they're going to do it or actually does it, the market's going to be fine. That's my take on it, because it knows for a fact if that happens, that will be a signal that more easy money is coming. Look, there's no doubt in my mind that however this plays out, the next freak, whoever it may be, that they stick behind the resolute desk here, there's no election, this is a selection, is going to have a big sit down with the Wall Street fat cats and make them promises that you can't believe. Okay, oh, we're going to cut tax rates. You guys are going to do fine. I'm going to make sure there's more easy money pumped into the market. I will make sure that the dollar is weaker for all you multinational corporations, because they love that. Nothing makes a multinational corporation happier than a weaker dollar. Not so good for you, but it's great for them. So just remember these kinds of things as we're moving forward. Now, let's talk a little more, people. I can't even look at this. This is my writing. This is little notes to myself during the day. It's crazy. Well, you know what? I want to cover some questions later on. If you're one of my my lions who's a crypto guy or girl, stick around to the end of this because you're going to like what I'm about to tell you, I think, at least, because I'm getting a lot of questions. On the economic front today, we found out that home sales have gotten hammered, way worse than expected because, yields are rising. Okay, imagine my shock. But this is a headline here from Market Watch. The U.S. economy hasn't been on a hot streak like this in 2 decades. What did I write here? More lies and cover-ups as the economy is cratering. Expect that. The worse this gets, and look, we're going to enter into a new phase here as central banks solidify their position as world control. More deceptions, more distractions, more lies, like Fed Williams and all these other freaks here. But just keep this in mind for a moment, because I want to shed a little light on a few other things around here. As you all know, Greg Mannarino looks at leading economic indicators. One of my favorite, if not my favorite of all time, for those of you that may wonder, what leading indicators, economic indicators, does Greg Mannarino like? And this should make sense to you, what I'm about to say. And you're allowed to have a different opinion. Believe me, I'm not going to fault you for this. But if you look at business investment, what these corporations are doing, if they're investing in themselves, even smaller businesses, mid-sized businesses, small businesses across the board, businesses who are not investing in themselves are not going to grow. They're going to shrink. You understand? So I look at business investment as a massive, number one leading economic indicator. Well, we've seen business spending dry up to nothing. Now, this is something I've spoken with all of you about for a very long time. You see, look, you have to keep your eye on the ball. The deceptions and distractions and lies and propaganda, they're going to fist feed this to you up and in and out of every orifice you have dry. Ain't going to be fun. So this is Market Watch. Leading index for U.S. economy retreats again after first increase in 2 years. So this is in free fall. We get a little bump here, and all of a sudden, everyone's spraying their shorts all over the place. Absolutely not. Leading indicators are in a free fall, like you can possibly leave. Now, going back again to how fantastic our economy is. All right, let's talk about this. All right, so I showed you this little lovely thing here. So U.S. weekly jobless claim remained at a low level. Fantastic and beautiful. That must mean everything is great. Now, what we need to talk about here is something else. And this, to me, and don't take my word for this. Look it up for yourself. This is from Business Insider. Oh, look who's here. Oh, it's vomitous. Anyway, here we go. I sent this out to all of you in my newsletter. Again, I hope you guys and girls are paying attention to that. So, is this how you, and I want to hear from you, would define a strong economy? Because I'm just asking. So, according to Business Insider, this is an unbelievable number, but think about what I'm saying. And I wrote a staggering 40% of business leaders say that more layoffs are likely this year, okay, on top of what we've gotten already. And about half of the companies, so 50%, say their companies will implement a hiring freeze. Now, does this sound like what they want you to believe, front page Market Watch? I don't think so. In fact, I'd be willing to bet that you all understand what's going on. You are being propagandized. What's number one what's the number one and number two export products of the United States? And you could, I don't even know which one, what order these are in. I'm just going to say them. Propaganda, that probably is number one. And it's to the people here. The people of the United States are being propagandized by design, lied to, distracted, and deceived. And with regard to the rest of the world, we keep exporting our inflation, and they are sick of it. Economic warfare, imagine my shock here. And again, we have a loving, caring Congress trying to push through another $95 billion. They're not stopping with this, okay? Funding program, foreign aid to support wars for Israel. And would you vote for this? I want to hear from you. What they're doing is they're breaking these up. In fact, it's not going to be a one bill. They're going to break up, from what I understand, in separate packages. One funding package for the war in Israel, which we're hearing from our lovely, illustrious, beautiful president about the genocide out of his own mouth. He's very unhappy, but we're going to fund them. We're going to keep funding it. Okay. Then we got Ukraine. You all for that? And then, of course, Taiwan. So we're going to be sending them. Of course, it's going to happen. So count on it. Multi-billion-dollar, tens of billions, another installment of weapons packages moving forward here. So anyway, lovely people, just real quick. All right. And this won't be long for those of you that do not like cryptocurrencies, but just listen to what I'm about to say. I've been getting a lot of questions, people know my stance on this. I'm a crypto bull. I remain a crypto bull. So the question I've been getting here, Greg, are you still bullish on Bitcoin or on the crypto space? Okay. Yes. All right. If you recall, 17,500 is when I said, okay, people, this looks like a good buying opportunity. We rode that wave all the way up. And I did sell. You all know this. Okay. So I don't want this to be a surprise to you. I bought at 17.5, if you recall. I said I sold my profit only, okay, because there's a lot of propaganda. Oh, Greg sold all of his. I did not sell it all. I said to everyone right here on this blog, and I even probably put it out in my newsletter, at 38,000, I pulled profit alone. So now I am riding on their dime. You understand? This is how you play the game. I took that cash out and I reallocated it into other things. That's what you do. So profit only, and I am riding that. No, so the question that I've been getting is, Gregory, are you still bullish on Bitcoin? Are you bullish on crypto? Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you why. Maybe that you can look at this from another perspective. This asset class, okay, is so massively, and I cannot underscore that enough, massively underowned, that the potential for growth here is so explosive that it's almost frightening. And let me put this to perspective for you. Did I write it on here? Oh yeah, the entire market cap, or if you added all the cryptocurrencies together, the entire market cap is 2.45 trillion. Just to put that into a perspective for you, Apple is worth 2.5 trillion. So it's not even the value. The entire market cap of crypto is not even the value of one Dow component. I've told you this before. So in my opinion, the room for growth here is explosive, and I believe we're going to get there. This is a volatile space. I expect it. If you don't expect volatility, then I don't know what to tell you. If you have profit here, again, look, it's never wrong. Never wrong. Let's say you bought at 17.5, like I did initially, and you pulled your profit at 38, like I did. Does that make you wrong? Because you pulled your profit. Let's say you pulled it all. Let's say you closed your account after doubling it, and it now has risen to 70, 60,000. Did that make you wrong? No, that was a good trade for you. That's what this all comes down to. You got imbeciles of the highest order who don't understand at all that it's never wrong to pull profit. I don't care if you're investing in anything and you make profit and all of a sudden it triples the next day. Does that make you wrong? No, it was a good trade for you. So stop with this nonsense. What are these closet traders or whatever that you want? They have no idea, and they're trying to tell you how the market works. Ignore these people. My lions are laughing. They're laughing because no one gets it more than them. Anyway, that's all I want to cover with regard to crypto. And yes, I am still bullish on it. I will remain a bull until, again, look, how's this going to play out, people? Why? Let me ask you, why are we sitting here watching the debt market? What is eventually going to occur? A massive sell-off on an unprecedented scale. The debt market is, again, someone has to help me with this because I can't come up with the correct word. I've been saying a hyper bubble. It's a hyper bubble. You get what I'm saying here? I don't know the word. That is going to burst. Okay. It's being fueled and fueled and fueled with everything they can dream about and come up with to expand the debt, to keep it going. Eventually, all bubbles burst. That's just the nature of how they work. No matter how hard they try to keep it inflated, eventually it becomes overwhelming. But in this case here, we're going to see this burst by design as central banks collaborate to let this whole thing come down because they want you begging for a new system. They want you on your freaking knees. Mitch knows what I'm talking about. On your knees begging. And most people are going to be on their knees begging to take, and they'll be willing to do anything at that when they feel the hunger in their bellies, the scarcity of resources, the credit freezing, the locking up of the entire system, being unable to transact here. Okay, the whole damn thing. That's how it's going to play out. There's just no doubt at all this is going to work. So a meltdown in the debt market, crushing world stock markets, cash is just going to move. Does it grow money wings and fly away? You won't know that. I've been telling you this like since forever here. But again, look, everything that I've spoken about here, I don't think surprises anyone. The lies, this nonsense about how high this is insane to me. What look at this. Look at what they're trying to do here. Again, the U.S. economy hasn't been on a hot streak like this in 2 decades. So again, 40% of business leaders are saying they're going to be laying off tens of thousands of people. Half of the businesses that were surveyed, big corporations, say they're going to stop hiring. Does that sound like a really hot economy to you? Does it sound like it to me? People can't get by. All they're doing is borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. All this spending. People, they're spending more. Look for that. You watch again and again and again. You're going to see CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business tell you people are spending more. They're spending. So that means they're strong. They have no choice. Imagine if CNBC floated out some like Greg Mannarino. Let's say Greg Mannarino shows up one day on CNBC, Bloomberg. They can pay me enough to be on one of those shows. That's the truth. Okay. But let's just say a miracle happened. And I said, well, hold on a minute. I was talking to one of the commentators and said, so people are spending more. Do you think maybe it's because they have no choice? Because inflation continues to rise and rise and rise and rise, even though we told it was temporary and transitory and it was going to change? You'll see them go, They wouldn't know what to do with themselves. You can't make this stuff up. It's impossible to do. Oh, it's hot in here. Sweating. I'm sweating, people. I'm sweating. All right. Anyway, what else can I say? Why, Alan? I love you, but why is Bitcoin a Trojan horse? If there's a Trojan horse around here, it's central bank issued currency for which you don't even own. You work for the right or the whatever the word is to borrow it. Oh, thank you. I'm going to work, and I'm going to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week for the privilege. That's the word I was looking for the privilege to borrow that cash from the issuing central bank, in this case, the Federal Reserve, for which I owe it back to them, plus interest they create out of thin air. I would call that a Trojan horse. Not only is it a Trojan horse, this thing has been slaughtering the people around the world for decades as central banks is deliberately sucking the purchasing power out of their currency. That's what they're doing here. I get it. There are people who can't see past the nose on their face, and they don't understand a good thing when they see it. No matter what, you can tell people the sky's freaking blue. They won't. If a Fed president told me the sky was blue, I wouldn't believe it. But me, I'm telling you, the sky's blue. I'm looking at it right now through my window. At least it looks blue to me. I'm slightly colorblind, but that's besides the point. But anyway, people, look, man. You got to look for opportunity. I don't care what it's called. It could be called, let's say they come up with an asset tomorrow that's called hubla blah blah. And all of a sudden, Greg looks at that hubla blah blah blah. And I look at it and I say, you know what? This could possibly be a place that we all could earn, make the system work for us, cash out, and then use that for something else. I'll be all over the hoobity bloobity gobbly goop, whatever I freaking said. You understand? So forget about it. Again, look, I've been hearing that same story about crypto, about Bitcoin for forever, and everyone who have said the opposite has been wrong until they are proven correct. Well, which crowd would you want to be in? You want to be in the crowd that's 100% wrong? Not even 99, 100% wrong all the time? Or you want to be the winners, like Greg Mannarino? I think you want to be on my side. All right, people, look. Trump, Tom, what is Trump blow? I don't want to know. The whole system blows. Okay, it's not any one person or anything here. Anyway, lovely people that I care about so much, and I mean that. Oh, by the way, please be careful. There is a freaking army of people, or there are some that are pretending to be me, using my picture, reaching out to people, talking about getting involved in some kind of investment. I would never do that. Now, let me explain this to you again. Never, underscored from here into eternity, would Greg Mannarino call you, contact you, anyway, and say, hey, I have an investment idea for you, and I want you. It's not going to happen. So if you see that anywhere, I know there's someone, even on social media, people are pretending to be me. Please report these people. These are scam artists, and I'm looking out for you. Goldstein, yeah. I don't know, but you know what? I'm going to leave that one alone. All right, everybody. Look, this guy here from the heart, I love all of you. You're the best. And thanks for your friendship, your support. Thanks for those thumbs up. Please help me out with these things. Look, you like this stuff? Am I saying things that make sense to you for the most part? Whether you agree with me or not, you know what, Greg is okay. I'm going to give him a thumbs up. I appreciate that because, again, it allows the algorithms to pick it up and the video gets out there. So it's up to you guys and girls if you want this stuff to be seen or you want to keep it secret. I get it why you'd want to keep it secret. But let's say exactly, John, I need to calm down. I'm sweating. Whew, terrible thing. All right, look, so me right now, I am going to Bradenton Motorsports Park and I'm going to race for the first time my Dodge Challenger TA. It's not going to be, it ain't a giant killer. If this thing runs a 13.0, I will be very happy. You know, my Copo's laid up. Did I tell you? I think I told you. My parts will be here on Monday. So I'm going to have this thing back together pretty soon. All right, people. Look, as I said, I love you all from the heart. I mean that. I will see you in the morning. If you're interested in watching the drag races later, I'm going to post it on my Instagram. Link below. So you're going to see me lose more than likely. I'm not going to lie. It's not very fast. It's got like 375 horses. It's got the baby Hemi, the 5.7 Hemi in it, and it's completely stock. So I'm not looking to take down giants over here. I'm just looking to have a little bit of fun, and I think it's going to be a blast for all of us. So I hope you guys check it out, and so maybe I'll see some of you later on Instagram. Again, link below. If not, I will see all of you in the morning for my my usual market report. Until that time, until whenever I see you again. All right. You take care of yourselves and you take care of each other. Right. Love you all from the heart.